One of the things that students often tend to overlook when they're writing an informal letter is that there are certain language expectations that they need to meet. Just because an informal letter is addressed to someone you personally know does not mean that you can be too casual with the way you write your information that's needed. So in this particular video, what I'm going to tell you is how can you identify who the audience is, even though that's particularly specified, and how to ensure that your language stays within the confines of the English language paper and you're not too casual with the way you're expressing yourself. Now, as I've mentioned before, within the question, you will be provided the recipient or the relationship you share with the recipient. That is easily going to help you identify what approach you should take. For example, if you're writing to your brother, it's okay for you to be a little casual. However, the level of respect in the way you express yourself will be more if you're writing a letter to a grandparent. That's the first step that you need to take, and that's the first thing that you need to identify. Once that's done, there's one particular thing that you need to avoid at all costs. That's something that students do a lot just because they think it's an informal letter. You cannot use slang within the letter. Oftentimes, in Pakistan, when students are writing the letter, they tend to use words like are, oi, and yar. These are big no-goes when you're writing an O-levels letter, because at the end of the day, you're writing a letter for the O-levels English exam. Once that's established, the next thing that you need to consider is that even if it's an informal letter, you are not required to get into unnecessary storytelling. At the end of the day, there's a certain word limit that you need to meet. And students believe that just because they're writing a letter to someone they know, it's okay to get into unnecessary information just to meet the word count. There is an expectation involved. There are content points that have been provided to you. And if you're exceeding the word limit or reaching the word limit by providing information that's not going to assist the examiner, you are evidently going to lose your grade. So the best thing that you need to do is ensure that you are covering the content points and you're not getting into unnecessary storytelling. Once that's been established and the language has been identified based on the relationship provided, I can assure you that your informal letter will be just as good as the formal.